Hello everyone, and welcome back to this new video where we will start looking at how do we parse the image data directory array and all of those directories in there, like the export, import, resource, etc. And how do we find the addresses of each one of them? It's a little bit of complicated with all the equations and all the calculations that you need to do, but once you get that done, once you do that once, twice, you'll understand how it's done. And I will show in, let's say, 2-3 examples how that is done, and then I will also go back and show you in the code. I mean, in the executable template, the executable template for the 010 editor, how it's actually being done. Okay. But let's go ahead and start understanding how this is done. So what will happen is, by the way, the system will go from top to bottom to parse these directory entries. So if we go to the export directory, we can see that the virtual address is 0 and the size is 0. Now the first check that will be done when any one of these directories is going to be parsed is it's going to be checking if the virtual address is not 0 and the size of the address is also what? Not 0. So if it's 0, then it will mean there's nothing to do and it will skip that. So since this is 0, we are going to skip this and go to the next one. So if we go to the import, we can see the virtual address is 2F908. Okay, the value we can see at this location is, or at these 4 bytes, is this. Now, if we look at the comment section, it's telling us that this is located in the .rdata section, and the file offset address FOA, which is the file offset address, equals to 2E508. 2E508. From where did you get that? That's what this whole video is going to be about. And again, I will do 1-2 videos just so that you understand the process. So what are we going to be doing is, how do we get this address? We want to find out how do we get this address. So this value here is going to be sent to, will be checked with the sections and the boundaries of the sections. So what will happen first is we are going to send, we are going to send this, right? We are going to send this to our, let's say, like a loop which will go through the sections and then start calculating whether this is within that section's boundary or not. So if we go to the first one, okay, let's open the first one. What does it say? It says this is where the virtual address, this is where the raw data, and this is where the pointer to the raw data is available. Okay, so how do we know that the import directory is within this region, That's what we will be doing. So the first thing is it's going to be checking, is this address bigger or equal than the section dot virtual address? So if we check, is this address, okay, this virtual address or this relative virtual address, is this bigger than this address over here? The answer is yes. So check number 1 is correct. Let's see check number 2. So check number 2 is we need to check if this address over here, this 1000, okay, plus the size of the raw data. So if we do, let's get the calculator so we can do these. So if we get the calculator, if we have 1000 hex plus we have the size of the raw data is 26800 also in hex, and if we calculate that, we have the size is 27. Okay, the size is 27800. So now, is this address within this region? The answer is no. Why? Because 2F908 is bigger than this address. 2F908 is bigger than this address. And what does that mean? It means that this directory is not located in this area. Okay, so we need to, what shall we do now? Like I said, there's a loop. It will skip this one and go to the next one. So let's go to the next one. So now what do we have? Let's clear this. Now what do we have? We have the address, the virtual address starts at 28000, right? This is in hex. And then we have, so the first question is, because there are two checks in here, is this address 2F908 bigger than 28000? The answer is yes. This is bigger than this virtual address. So check number one is good. Now check number two, we need to make sure that this falls within the region here. So we need the virtual address, and then we'll add the size of the raw data, which is 9C00, also in hex. And if we calculate that, we have 31C00H. 31C00H is the region we have. So this is where it starts at 228,000 and it ends at 31C00H in hexadecimal, I mean. Is 2F908 within this region? Now the answer is yes. So what do we do now? So we will find this address. How are we going to do that? So what we will be doing is we will get the pointer. So we have the pointer to raw data, which is 2600. So this is, let's do that, 26, and we have C00 also in hexadecimal, I mean. And then this is, you add, what are we going to add? We are going to add the address, this one, 2F908H, plus, we're going to, minus, we're going to subtract from this one the virtual address, because we need to make sure it's within the region starting from this area. We need to make sure it's within this region starting from this area. So we're going to subtract from this the virtual address, which is 28,000, 1, 2, 3 in hex. And now if we run that, we get 2E508, which is the address over here, 2E508. If I take this value and if I say, let's go to this address, 2E508, we can see this is, by the way, where we have the data, where this data is gonna be located, where the import directory is going to be located. Okay, this is where the import directory is going to be located, and then we'll this is where the import directory is going to be located based on this. Okay, so if you look at the offset to the file offset address, which is 2E508, 2E508 is over here. Again, you go to, this is not here. Yeah, I just did it by myself. So if I do again 2E508, okay, and say go, oh, not fine, sorry, I did, yeah, 2E508 and say go, it should take me to the address where that directory is now gonna be available. Now that's it for this video. We'll see in another video another example about parsing these data structures and how to locate the data directory, okay, and continue from there. Okay, so that's it for this video. We'll see you in the next one.